Welcome back here once again, everyone. I know you must have been thinking, we haven't heard anything from Ezra Miller in a little while. Maybe he said he was getting the help that he needed because, they had to make him say that to keep the Flash movie going. But I know it's only a matter of time until we started to hear some more bacchanal involving Ezra Miller coming out. And so said, so done. This article here from the comic book says the Flash latest Ezra Miller expose includes NDAs, alleged grooming, and reshoots on DC Comics movie. The latest story about the Flash star Ezra Miller sheds new light on some of the more troubling allegations surrounding the actor and alleges that they're now paying to keep victims silent. Now, that's not a shocker for me because a lot of these Hollywood type things do that where they pay people to keep quiet so as not to damage the image of certain things, because you have to wonder, after all the things Ezra Miller was doing, why wasn't he in jail? I mean, not to stray too far off the point, but they did pretty much try to ruin Johnny Depp's career without any corroborative evidence or anything like that. But Ezra Miller has been arrested, going around doing things, and you haven't heard anything about that. So, let's see. Vanity Fair has run another incredibly detailed and somewhat disturbing, that's tell you, story about Ezra Miller, and trust us when we tell you that there's a lot to unpack. We'd highly recommend reading the entire piece for context, but it sounds like the actor's recent promise to seek help may have been little more than damage control. Well, yeah, I did a video on that, clearly. Particularly with 200 million movie The Flash on the line. Yeah, they're telling me he had to say something. That is what they're telling me I had to do. A source tells the site that all they, and because, Ezra Miller uses them whole they, them pronouns nonsense, which doesn't make any sense, are currently doing to get better is undergoing therapy. That may sound like a step in the right direction, though there are conflicting claims about how seriously they're taking the treatment. Throughout the piece, it's alleged that on his farm in Vermont, Miller frequently abuses those around them and goes from referring to themselves as Jesus to the devil. So he already using they, them, and now he's referring to himself as Jesus or the devil. And you all really don't think this guy needs some serious help? Here's what he had to say. Barry Allen has even been pulled into that, as Miller frequently claims the Flash is the one who brings the multiverses together, just like Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, he's going after the Flash. Wow. It's thought that much of Miller's behavior may be down to them acting out after their parents decided to get divorced. They're 29 years old, if you're wondering. Now the actor is said to have pulled young Toccata Iron Eyes into the bizarre narrative that they've created around themselves. Now, before I go on, I just want to say, your parents getting divorced is a traumatic thing. It's not something that people should take lightly. I mean, if you have a strong family unit built around it, it's not something that you should say, well, okay, that will have an effect on you, but you seek some kind of help. You don't go down a spiral into this madness. That's not right at all. So let's see what else he has to say. Ezra is Jesus, and Toccata's an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess. Wait, I had to read that incorrectly. Ezra is Jesus, and Toccata's an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess. Oh my God. And their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. Yeah, this fella really need help. One source reveals. And that's the real reason everyone is opposed to them being together. Well, on the highly unlikely chance that it's true, yeah, that's why people would be against it. Come on. Miller is alleged to have groomed a number of people, though is said to have a harem of young women in a patriarchal dictatorship where Ezra controls all the sex as the man and plays the women against each other, screams at them, belittles them in front of the others. Okay, this sounds like a cult. This sounds like a sick cult. I don't understand why anything would be taking so long to have this man. This sounds, all of this, if you investigate, I mean, this sounds like a very bad cult. Those who know Miller also believe they use their gender identity as a weapon, with many also feeling that the aforementioned therapy sessions are just an example of the Justice League star playing the system. Yes, I would agree to that. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that using their gender identity as a weapon, yeah, a lot of these people who identify that do that and just use it to bully people. Whatever you identify as is your business. That should not be, well, okay, just because you want to identify as this doesn't mean that you must not be held responsible for your actions. It cannot work like that. You did something, you have to be held responsible for it. Their rep says the notion that the Flash was at risk was a wake-up call, and Miller is now working with producers to shoot additional scenes for the movie. Many fans will be hoping those write the troubled star out of the DCEU, of course. One of the most unsettling claims comes right at the very end of the article from Miller's former fiancée, Erin. While saying she never suffered any outright abuse during their relationship, it was after they broke up that things turned dark. For years, he convinced me and all our friends that I was abusive. She recalls, looking back, I would be calling out his disrespect and he wouldn't take responsibility and just call me abusive because of my reaction. I could have handled it better. I didn't know the term gaslighting back then. I was emotionally effed up for years. Reading through the allegations in the main report, it's hard to come to any other conclusion beyond Miller being a very damaged individual who is causing harm to those around them. In the wake of that statement from Warner Brothers and actor, the site reported a lot of NDAs are being signed in what three sources described as a whack-a-mole style legal strategy of paying off alleged victims. Hey, look, I mean, if you going around telling people that you're Jesus and Tokata is an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess and their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse, I mean, clearly that therapy is not working. Clearly it's not working. Ezra Miller is a damaged individual who needs help, and every time these things come out, it just ruins all these things that lead up to the Flash a little more. I don't know how they're going to salvage this movie at this point. I thought they should just write it off and be done with it. Maybe just release it on HBO and be done with it. I mean, yeah, they might want to make it in the cinema because Zaslav says it's really good, going to make money, but all these things, all these allegations are just going to make it worse. Going to turn people off completely from it. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell, be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.